Woo! Yeah! Woo! Let's go Longhorns. Okay, that's enough. It's out of your system, now back to work, because things aren't getting any easier. We've got four very, very, very rough, tough teams coming up that we are going to have to play. Our next four games, three of them on the road, not going to be easy. Excuse me, like I said earlier, I have a cold. That's why my voice sounds like this. And it's not going to be easy at all. So, let's get to work, guys. It's not, take any of this for granted, thinking it's all easy, okay? I purposely didn't mention anything in the pregame video about us becoming bowl eligible with a win here today, because this is Texas, guys. Being bowl eligible, first of all, doesn't mean anything. Being bowl eligible is not what our goal here is at Texas. It's to win the Big 12, and it's to win the national championship. That is the goal of Texas, not just becoming bowl eligible. And also because this team isn't about just getting bowl eligible either. This team is not about that. This team is about excuse me. This team isn't just saying, okay, well, we're bowl eligible and we weren't bowl eligible last year, so we've done our part. No, it's about more than that. It's about doing as much as you possibly can, not just settling and saying, well, this is good enough. This team isn't happy with just being bowl eligible. They're going to want more than that. Well, time to talk about today's game. Talk about the upcoming games. It's going to be tough for us down the road. Let's talk about today. 570-something yards of offense here in today's game. Again, I'm not sure how this worked out. Over 400 yards of rushing. Again, 400 yards on the ground. Again. I believe we had 441 yards again, if I'm not mistaken. But you know what? We didn't even force a turnover in today's game, which is what impresses me the most. We didn't force a turnover. We just pretty much shut down their offense. Once again, they couldn't run the ball on us. Or once again, not Texas Tech specifically, but once again, our opponents couldn't run the ball on us. Oklahoma couldn't run the ball on us. Oklahoma State wasn't really able to get a consistent run game going. They were just able to break two long runs on us. But we just did a great job on third downs, especially offensively, converting, and we were doing it on the ground for the most part. I remember converting like 2 third downs to the air, something like that. But who needs to run the ball, or who needs to throw the ball? We ran the ball over 50 times today and got over 400 yards of offense, over 450 yards of offense on the ground. I mean, we were running the ball so well and opening up such big holes, and the guys were doing such a great job hitting them that we didn't even our time of possession was actually lower than Texas Tech, and we ran the ball that many times. That's how successful we were on the ground. That we were picking up huge chunks of yardage, even in the first half. There was no wear them down. There was really no process of just wearing them down. It was just we had that first drive where we could only get a field goal, and then bam, we just took flight and pounded Texas Tech from there on out. We did a great job here today. Fozzie Whitaker did a great job, and Joe Bergeron, who I had rarely even heard his name called before today's game, or before last week's game, I should say. We saw him a few times against Oklahoma, but that was really it. And then last week, all of a sudden, this guy comes out of nowhere and runs like 130-something yards. And today, He goes out there and runs for 191 yards, 3 touchdowns. Fozzie Whitaker, I'm looking at the stats right now, but Fozzie Whitaker had 83 yards. And of course, I was saying to myself after he scored that second touchdown off the fake wide receiver reverse and out of the wild horn, said to myself, they're going to hand that ball off next time. And that's going to go for big. It's going to go for a big play. And what happened? He handed the ball off, and it went for a huge play and a touchdown. It was a fantastic play. Everybody ran the ball well. David Ash ran the ball very well today. And, of course, that backup third string, no, Bergeron's third string, fourth string running back, Hills came in. He ran the ball great. Fourth string running back coming in and playing very well. As I look at this Texas team, and I'm shocked. I cannot figure out where this team's coming from, because we have not had this kind of a run game in I don't know how long, since Cedric Benson was here at Texas, really. I mean, even the year we won the championship, we didn't run the ball like this. We ran an option, quarterback sweep out here, zone read here, speed option to the outside, halfback draw, the shotgun up the middle. We didn't really run the power offense that we're running right now, downhill, north and south, I-form between the tackles, smash mouth, right into the teeth of defense, whatever saying you want to use. We haven't run this kind of offense in a long time here in Texas. But I'm liking it. I'm liking it. I am liking it. Of course, we had that big end around with a couple of big end arounds actually with Goodwin. We're just doing such a great job of mixing it up with the run. I mean, if you know we're going to run, then it makes it easier to stop, but not when we're running all over the place. Of course, again, I sound like a broken record, but you all know how I feel about David Ash playing instead of Case McCoy. But today I really felt my first reasonable explanation for that is that with McCoy in the game, he's not, as I've said before, he's not the athlete that Ash is. I just think he's a headsier guy and id factor. But Ash just fits in better as the type of offense we want to run, which is running. Ash is faster, he can go with some options, and you don't have to feel as bad with Ash in there about not having him throw the ball a bunch. Before the game started, the commentators were saying if they can keep Ash under 25 yards or under 25 attempts passing, we should be in good shape. Well, guess what? Kept him under 10. With McCoy in the game, we would feel more need to throw the ball because he's more of a passer than just a runner like Ash. Ash can pass the ball, but overall he's more of a runner. So we don't have to feel guilty about not just letting him loose as we would about McCoy. McCoy came in, threw our only touchdown pass of the game, played very well. But we just want a guy who fits in better with the system. That's Ash. And I can understand that. They were talking. Anyway, and that's how our defense played a great game today. They were talking about how Dogie, I forget how to pronounce his name now, but Texas Tech's quarterback was gonna, present some problems. He never really did. There was that first drive, they went all the way down and they couldn't do anything against us. There was a great drive, and I was thinking, wow, this might actually be a game, even though I was kind of predicting a blowout. This might actually be a game. Well, not so much. Went down 12 plays inside the red zone, couldn't convert. And I don't even think they were all inside the red zone. I think they were just all in a goals situation. First and goal, third and goal, first and goal, second goal, third and goal type situations. 12 snaps because we had two pass interference calls. They had 2 false starts. I think they had a false start and a hands to the face penalty, I believe. So The defense played great. Bottom line, we played great, and offensively, they just weren't able to get anything going on us. Look at the stats here real quick. They had 30 rushing yards to our 439. That's just hilarious. I see that stat and I want to laugh, but very, very hard. And a Texas Tech fan may look at the overall passing stats and say, guess what? We had 381 passing yards to 156. Well, guess what? We still outgained them by well over 100 yards in total offense. And running the ball, we were unstoppable. They couldn't stop us at all. None of our running backs. And we didn't even have our leading rusher in the game, Malcolm Brown. So even without two of our big guys, Malcolm Brown, Jordan Shipley, we still handle Texas Tech. More than handling, we kicked their butts 52-20. This game was over by halftime. So it's a good game. And I think, I don't want to get too into it, but I think we'll do well with our upcoming schedule, even if we don't win all the games. But we're a young team. But hook 'em horns, Texas fight. I was proud of you guys out there today. Keep it up. Wish me luck on this whole cold thing, okay?